Welcome back to the channel. I'm Ronquillo. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. So a really nice person sent me a cool new pedal to check out, and I wanted to show you guys. If you've been on my channel for long enough, you know that I'm a big fan of the Rockman stuff and all the Scholl's Rockman products. And I know there's actually a couple Rockman style pedals out there, and some of you have been asking me about him. And today we're going to take a look at one of the pedals. This is the GOAT Analog Distortion Generator. It's made in Japan by a company called Rancher Incorporated in Tokyo. You can actually buy these right now on Amazon. I believe it's about 400 bucks US. And I've seen them on Reverb and eBay as well. A couple years ago when I did my original Rockman video, I did see demos of this on YouTube. So I've been aware of this pedal for a while, and I'm finally getting a chance to check it out, so I'm excited about that. But what I can tell you is that it's not a pedal that's based on the Rockman headphone amps like the X100. There's no chorus or reverb. This is actually based on the rack-mounted Rockman Distortion Generator. And lucky for me, I actually have an original Rockman Distortion Generator rack unit that my buddy Zach from Mythos Pedals gave me. I was comparing the different controls of the two units, and they are pretty much exactly the same. The only differences are that anything that's a knob on the pedal is a slider on the rack unit. These push buttons on the rack unit are just switches on the pedal. The four-way sustain knob is actually a four-way rotary knob on the pedal. For the most part, all of the controls are the same. The pedal has an on and off bypass switch as well as a lead foot switch, which is kind of like a volume boost. Obviously the rack doesn't have any foot switches, but on the back there are jacks, foot switch jacks for a lead boost and the bypass. So for the most part, they're exactly the same on the surface. But what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm going to test out the pedal, let you guys hear it, and then I will try to do a comparison between the two, just trying to get some similar sounds and see how exact they are. Okay, so for the demo, I'm gonna be using my Gibson Murphy Lab Gold Top because Tom Scholl's, and I'm gonna be running right into the clean Amplified Nation Steel String Sultan, just so we have a nice uncolored amp to go through. Here's my clean signal. And here's the pedal. So it definitely has that iconic Rockman nasally overdrive sound. So let's take a look at all these controls and kind of what they do if you're not familiar with the original distortion generator. On the left side, we've got the output section. We've got a level knob, which is kind of the master level, a treble knob, which adds treble, I guess, which is a lot of treble on this. You can see I'm down past noon for this sound, so it only goes higher from there. So even at noon, it's a good starting point. And then you've got these two switches for clean and phase. Now on the original, they're labeled as auto clean, which is trademarked, and phase notcher. And according to this, when these buttons are out or off, that is the normal sound, I guess. Let's go both off. So this is the normal sound according to the original. Pretty bright, pretty kind of brashy. Let's hit the clean on. I'm not exactly sure what it does. It does sound like it's adding a little more gain in the low mids. Or in the bass. I like it off. The phase just kind of flips the phase probably, or based on here it says phase notcher, so maybe it's notching a certain EQ. Sorry, my pinky ring is getting in the way of my riffs. Yeah, it must notch some particular frequency on the EQ curve. I kind of like it on. Makes it a little more, you know. It's more Rockman-y to me, I guess. Moving on to the right side, we've got the distortion and filter section. So this is kind of where all the gain is happening, I guess. This sustain knob, I believe, is more kind of like the gain, or the overall gain, I should say, which is actually a 4-position switch. So on the original, which I'll show you guys in a minute, it's labeled as 30, 40, 50, and 60, with 50 having a special caret, which I'm assuming that's kind of like where the bass setting should be, or maybe the suggested settings. So let's go to 50, which I think would be notch 4 on here. So it's kind of like 4 levels of gain. 30 being the lowest. But we'll stick on 50 for now. And then you've got a 3-position low, medium, and heavy switch, which on the original is low, medium, and heavy. It's almost like the gain on the high end, on the top end. So the heavy, it almost sounds really sizzly. Compared to the low. So it's almost like high frequency harmonics, I guess. And on the rack, it's on medium as the suggested setting, so... Now, and I'm just assuming those are the suggested settings. That might be Tom Scholz's settings. I didn't know that on the pedal, there's thick rectangles, at least on the knobs, to denote these suggested settings, which coincide with what's on the rack. Let's put these EQ settings where they should be. And hear it from there. Yep, sounds like Boston. So let's just hear what the knobs do. I personally like it the mid boost dimed, or whatever that's labeled as. Yeah, mid boost. I kind of like it there. Not a huge difference on this knob. And that could be based on other settings too. So if I have the phase off. Yeah, I can hear it a little more now. It's very slight on that 2K knob. See, I like that. I like that really nasally kind of cocked wah sound. With the treble dimed, I can hear it in a recording that would work. Split the difference. I kind of like it right there. Now we can't forget the level knob, the lead knob, sorry, the lead switch, sorry. So it's kind of like a volume boost for solos or for leads. I'm not sure if it's adding any more distortion. There's a ton of distortion right now. But it is boosting a different frequencies. Kind of hear it in the low mids. Which is kind of cool. I actually would probably keep it on the whole time. Let's see how much distortion is in this. So that's max distortion. It's a little too crazy for me. And here is the lowest amount of distortion. See, I can hang out with that, especially with a little bit of delay or slap echo. Not really one for cleaning up when you turn down the volume knob. I think it's either distortion or nothing. I'm going to go with this setting as my favorite. Yeah, I do like the lead switch engaged. Okay, so next I want to compare it to the original Rockman distortion generator rack unit. I guess the best thing to do is probably play a couple riffs using the same settings on the pedal as with the rack unit. So I plugged in the original Rockman distortion. I had to change the settings a little bit because the switches are pretty scratchy, but the original settings, at least the suggested settings, sounded a little bit weaker as far as the distortion. So I have everything set like I did on the pedal, but I did tweak the distortion harmonics to heavy because at medium it wasn't sounding as distorted as the pedal, which maybe there's something wrong with the distortion generator. It does need some servicing, but anyways, hopefully you'll get an idea of how it sounds. Well, everybody, I'm not sure I could say it was a totally fair comparison. Obviously, I think my original distortion generator rack unit would need some servicing, but hopefully you guys got the idea. As far as the sounds go, I think this goat pedal does a really excellent job of nailing at least the Rockman tone that we hear in our heads, which is kind of like that nasally, oversaturated distortion. In my opinion, whether or not you should go seek out an original distortion generator rack from the 80s or get the pedal, I would probably just get the pedal. It's pretty much that exact same sound. If anything, it's a little more refined and a little more user-friendly. You got the foot switches already built in, and it's obviously much more quieter than the old vintage ones. So check this one out. I'll try to drop some links in the description. If you guys have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, guitar lessons and gear demos, click that subscribe button. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ronquillo, and I'll see you in the next video.